Welcome back to another episode of Cheating Exposed, the podcast where we decode the psychology of love, trust, and betrayal. My name is Lourdes Fernandez, author of Cheating Exposed, and my book is now available on Amazon Kindle, link in bio. And today we're diving into the world of smartphones, passcodes, and that gut feeling you get when your partner suddenly clutches their phone like it's holding a nuclear secret. This episode is called Passwords and Patterns, Digital Secrecy as a Red Flag. Let's be real, our phones hold our lives, our messages, locations, search history, hidden photo albums. So when someone starts getting weirdly protective over their device, it's not paranoia to wonder what's changed. So let's discuss the difference between privacy versus secrecy, because there's a big difference there. So let's start by drawing a line that too many people blur. Privacy is healthy. Secrecy is deceptive. We all deserve a level of digital privacy. You don't need to hand over your phone like it's evidence in a trial just because you're in a relationship. But secrecy is different. It involves intentional hiding. It's not about maintaining a boundary. It's about avoiding discovery. So the real question becomes, has your partner's digital behavior shifted? And if so, why? So let's take a look at some of the signs of digital secrecy. Let's look at some subtle and not so subtle red flags. Number 1, sudden phone locking or password changes. If their phone used to be unlocked or casually around and now it's under 24/7 lockdown, that's a shift worth noticing. And number 2, turning the screen away or leaving the room to text. If they angle their phone away during casual use, it's not just a habit, it's often intentional concealment. And number 3, deleting call logs, texts, or social media DMs. If their phone looks too clean, like everything's been wiped, ask yourself what they don't want found. And number 4, unusual behavior on social media. New accounts, hiding tagged posts, or a suspicious amount of time spent scrolling and smiling, but never interacting publicly with you. Number 5, emotional defensiveness when asked about their phone use. A healthy partner might say, "Oh yeah, let me show you." A defensive one says, "Why are you being so controlling?" or something of that nature. So why does this signal cheating or something close to it? Here's the psychological angle. Cheating today doesn't start with a hotel room. It starts with a heart emoji or a DM or that "hey stranger" text during ungodly hours. What we're seeing in today's day and age is a rise of digital infidelity, emotional affairs that occur entirely through texts, Snapchat, or even gaming chats. The secrecy isn't always about physical betrayal. Sometimes it's about emotional intimacy that they're building with someone else that they're not giving to you. And what they're doing is they're hiding access to their conversations, to their interests, to who they are when you're not watching. So if we can just dive into emotional affairs versus physical affairs, here's a truth that might sting. Emotional affairs can feel just as devastating as physical ones, and often they're harder to detect because there's no lipstick on the collar, there's no hotel receipt, just a series of moments that live inside a device that you cannot unlock. And what it really comes down to is that the cheating isn't just about who they're texting. It's about the version of themselves they're giving to somebody else. It's about those flirtatious jokes, the vulnerability, the attention that's no longer yours and being given to another individual. So what do we do if we suspect digital infidelity? Well, here's what I'd suggest on a psychological level and not on a spicy Latina level who's ready to provide the chancla. Number 1, regulate your emotions before confronting them. Don't accuse, ask questions, say things like, hey, I've noticed a change in how private you've become with your phone, and it's making me feel distance. Can we talk about it? Number 2, observe the response, not just the explanation. If they respond with empathy and openness, that's one thing. But if they attack, gaslight, and shift blame, that's very telling. And number 3, trust your gut, but verify your facts. Your intuition isn't paranoid, but always gather patterns, not just moments. One suspicious glance doesn't make a cheater, but consistent secrecy is something else. So if I can leave you with my final thoughts for today's episode, in today's world, our devices reveal our values. If someone's phone behavior drastically changes and they become emotionally reactive about your curiosity, it's not just about the screen, it's about what the screen is protecting. And we have to remember that secrecy builds walls. Intimacy builds bridges. You don't need access to their phone, but you do deserve access to the truth. And that wraps it up for today's episode of Cheating Exposed. On our next episode, we'll be talking about boundaries and flirtation, and when quote unquote, I'm just being friendly is really just the soft launch of betrayal. My name is Lourdes Fernandez, and I'll catch you next time on Cheating Exposed. If the information I shared resonated with you, please don't forget to follow, share, and leave a comment to push my content out to other viewers who might find this information useful. And remember, awareness is the first step to protecting your peace.